We are back, everybody. We had a slight PC crash right at the end of that game. So, small indie company, Riot Games client. Don't blame me. Blame Riot when in doubt. All right, so you were going over some stats, ain't that right?
Yes, I was going through stats. I don't have them pulled up in front of me right now, but I'll tell you a few highlights.
Give it to me.
Amumu came in with the most gold, which was kind of surprising to me. Usually that's the ADCs. Augustina and NDSU's Razzle Dazzler both had rather similar gold per second on the ADCs, but NDSU had a whole lot more gold in general. Sort of expect that out of a winning game.
Yeah, you would. You would. I think some of the highlights from that game, I think Fresh Cut had a pretty good game on the Amumu. I think he played it very well. I think he could have been a little more proactive just with the gold lead they had, like I said, but overall, not too disappointed. So, like I said, I'd like NDSU to pick some early game champions this game, and be more aggressive. Try to end the game a little sooner.
If you had to guess one champion that NDSU is going to pick, which one would it be?
One champion that NDSU is going to pick. I would have to go with. Man, that's a tough question. You know what? I'm probably just gonna say Amumu again because I bet you the Zac gets banned again and they just go Amumu anyway. I could be wrong. Maybe they ban it this time. Maybe they learned their lesson and they ban it.
I was thinking Augustina was going to ban a Syndra. She really pulled through.
It's just tough. There's a lot of champions that they probably need to ban that they just don't have enough bans for.
Absolutely. Watching and both having watched and been in the situation Augustina is facing, I'll tell you, it's just not having enough bans.
Yeah, it's gonna be an uphill battle for them for sure.
You want to ban the champions you banned the first game, and you want to ban the champions they played in the first game. That's twice as many as you have right there.
I think what Augustana needs to go for now is something a little easier to execute. I mean, I'm not saying the champions they were playing weren't easy to execute, but I don't know, man. I think that game was just kind of over before it started.
Is NDSU going to do the really mean thing and ban both Misfortune and Sivir?
Well, the answer is partially yes, with the MF being banned. They're probably just going to go with the same bans. We'll see if Augustana decides to ban Shen again. If they do, that will be the same bans as well. And honestly, I don't think Josh Beck is going to play Shen even if it's up because it's really not that great in the meta right now, in my opinion.
And he's a far more defensive champion anyways.
Yeah, and if anything, NDSU wants to be
aggressive here.
Aggressive, exactly. So you can see NDSU is going to be on blue side this time.
And Augustana, same bans.
So maybe they try to, NDSU, I bet they just pick the Amumu right here. They can flex it support or jungle unless they want to completely try new champions since... Oh, is my prediction right? My prediction's right. What do I win?
Yes, sir.
What do I win?
What do you win? Everlasting love and gratitude.
Oh, just what I wanted.
Makes your heart warm, right?
I thought you were going to say, like, the equivalent of high CS or something like that.
50 Rito points?
50 Rito. I don't want that. Get that out of here. I don't need riot points. Lucian, all right. So, AU just doubling down, going aggressive. So, we got Lucian ADC. Do I see the Nami with it? Volibear. Okay, so that Volibear, that Volibear last game was pretty good, I'll be honest. All things considered.
I'll say Lucian is kind of interesting because they just don't have that in their match history. It's only Misfortune and Sivir. NDSU picking out Nami before Augustana can.
That's a really good choice. I think Augustana, if they really wanted to go the Nami, they would have picked it second there. So they must have something else in mind, but it's just kind of odd to me that they didn't grab the Nami. So Draven Nami, nice early game aggressive bot lane. That's what we like to see.
And there's a Seraphine to round out Lucian.
Yeah, interesting. You know, again though, these champions are a little easier to execute with. You know, you've got Volibear, like from last game, but then the Seraphine ult. I hope they just keep picking like AoE and they just keep looking for stuff like that. Easy press the R stuff.
I'm interested to see the Lucian though. Very interested.
Yeah, you know, that Sivir gameplay was not it, so we'll see if they can turn around on the Lucian. Victor Corky Band's coming in. Swain gets locked in for the mid lane, alright.
He's not bad. He's kind of tanky right now, and that's okay.
Yeah, lots of AoE team fight for them right now.
Squid God asking NDSU not to pick Syndra.
We'll see if they're honorable about it, but I think Syndra looks pretty good right now.
Uh-huh. Especially with the mental diff.
They go with Orianna. Okay, so doesn't really fit the comp, but I think they're just being nice to AU and deciding to go with the other pick. Still in Stormstar's wheelhouse though. Camille Hover and locked in. All right, so I'm excited to see this. Again, another early game champion. So look at the side lanes. Look for the Amumu to be ganking those side lanes. I think Camille's super strong. Cho'Gath, decent pick into it, but I really think that Camille's not going to have any problems. Josh Peck should have no problems in this top lane.
Josh Pecton's really good at his movement. Cho'Gath will have a hard time hitting his Q.
If he can time it just right, though, he can interrupt the hook shot or whatever the hell it's called, the Camille E.
That's really hard to do, though. I'll say if I were in Cho'Gath's position, I would honestly just wait until she was on top of me and then run away. Camille is a scary champion.
So as the players lock in their champions for game 2, we will, you know, I think that I think that both teams are doing what I wanted. NDSU's going for more early game, minus the Orianna because they were nice and didn't grab the Syndra.
Well, it's also a contingency.
Yeah, and then you know AU going for a little easier comp AOE. They have decent damage. Like I don't hate their draft, and draft is better for both teams. We'll just see if the gameplay matches that. If you had to pick with nameplates off, which team would you rather? Which draft would you pick?
Which draft would I pick? Well, I said earlier that I like aggressive stuff. I'd probably pick NDSU's again, but like Augustana's got some pretty scary tank sucking stuff.
Tank sucking
Twain,
stuff. That's right.
Twain is good at sucking out those tanks, so that Lucian and Seraphine and Volibear can get back on the ADC.
This is true.
NDSU's got an Amumu, which should help with that, but Camille's gonna have her work cut out for her. Cho'Gath will run into the middle, support Swain in his tank sucking, but like, it's not nice to jump onto Augustina's comp, especially with Amumu being the only assassin. This
Yeah.
is a game I would not like to play. You said it, both teams have a pretty good comp.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. I think it's up to NDSU's bot lane to get an early lead. And we'll just have to see. NDSU might not be sure if this Lucian is going mid or ADC. Hard to tell. Because right now the Lucian's in the mid slot, but they might have joined lobby in a different order, so it's hard to tell.
No, you have a point there. Earlier we were talking about the player history, and their mid laner has a history of playing ADCs. That would mix it up.
Yes, that is a very good point. Their mid laner does play a lot of ADCs, so that'll be something to keep an eye on once they load in. But in the meantime, we will wait for our spectator delay. So with that being said, we're just going to go to a quick break, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we are going to hop back on into the Rift. Game 2 is just starting here. Both teams took our advice as all-knowing casters and changed up their drafts a little bit. So this one will be kind of fun to watch. First game was a bit of a blowout in the favor of NDSU, and NDSU Maybe just looking to 5-point this time around on the side of AU, but NDSU, all 5 members running up mid. Ain't that right?
Yes, sirree.
But it doesn't look like anything's going to happen here. I think AU's going to play it a
No
little
error.
safer. They'll have an invade here from the bot lane, maybe. And yeah, AU definitely a little worried there. They slapped that word down there. So we'll be watching bot lane a lot early here. It is the Swain Seraphine bot lane. So Lucian mid, like you called it, playing those ADC champions in the mid lane.
I believe you called it first.
That was way before. You reminded me that I called it. So that was something that I did kind of wonder if they were going to do, though, is kind of run like a double AP bot lane with that ADC mid laner, and that is exactly what they did, so sticking with comfort.
Early fighting up top.
Yeah. Actually gets the kind of an even trade in the end there.
Yep.
But that Cho'Gath's attack speed was a lot faster than I expected. And Volibear has started red buff, so opposite side again from Iamumu. Good damage coming out there from AU's bot lane, hitting the CC. And Squid God playing nice and aggressive just like he was on this Victor. And I think that Stormstar is going to have a little more trouble dealing with the Lucian than the matchup from last game.
There may be a reason they didn't want him to pick Syndra again. Oriana's going to have a lot harder time fighting Lucian than Syndra would have.
Yeah, Syndra would be a very great pick this game for NDSU. And if they end up somehow losing this one, I think that might be something that we come back to revisit as why that might be happening.
I happen to believe that the Oriana was just a courtesy pick.
Courtesy pick, yes. Squid God doing a good job denying the cannon. Goes in with the ignite. Oh, but the flash! So first blood from Stormstars, but they actually go 1-for-1. So Hyphy mid lane, and honestly, good job by Stormstars to match that kill because Lucian definitely wins that lane early. Meanwhile, the bot lane of NDSU haven't seen any super aggressive trades. I'm guessing AU's playing pretty safe into this Draven.
They sure are. They don't have any damage yet because they're all AP.
Fresh Cut hits the Q. Lots of damage already down, but the big shield damage coming down from Iceman. But the Draven's here, and he's going to cash in. Gets the assist as Fresh Cut picks up that kill. So, unfortunately, the kill does not go over to Razzle Dazzler. Now, some damage going down on the Beam Aduna. Takes a lot of damage. Exhaust cleansed by Razzle Dazzler, and now he's going coup. He's got the damage. He's got the lethal tempo ticking. Flash away from Seraphine. Barely survives. Good trade in the end there.
Nami can heal it all back.
So health advantage for NDSU right now in the bot lane. Meanwhile, Josh Peck just farming up. Getting those grass procs. Now Razzle Dazzle goes aggressively again. Flash and heal gone from Fairy Bluefay. But now Razzle Dazzler, no sums. Boom. Gonna try to get this wave in and reset. Josh Peck just seems content just farming it right here. I mean, he's in a good spot. And am I seeing that correctly? Can you proc Grasp with Camille E? Because it looks like he's proccing. Sure. He's like healing every time he E's. That's kind of busted if you can. Maybe chat can let us know. Can you proc Grasp with Camille E? It's the W, sorry, not the E, the W. I knew that. And NDSU's bot lane just gets way too greedy. Razzle Dazzler just dies for no reason. I don't know why they were still there. Okay, so the W heals automatically. It's not grasp. Okay. Good to know. Thank you. Yeah, truly. Classic varsity ADC moment. Just kind of running it down. Nick knows all about that. Just kidding. Fresh cut here with the gank. He does have flash. He will hit the Q, but Squid God has flash, but the ult pulls him back in. Fresh cut picks that one up. Nicely timed. Ult. Yeah, very nicely timed.
He was just about to dash that wall.
We do see Iceman on the Volibear started up Dragon. And he will secure that. So early Dragon going on over to Augustana.
Looks like Augustana's warmed up because they're doing a lot better now.
Yeah, you know, they haven't given up a ton of kills in the bot lane this time around. Played something a little more safe. And these guys definitely do have a killer instinct, which isn't always something you see from lower teams. You know, they're not afraid to just go for plays. And sometimes it's catching NDSU off guard. Big CS lead here for Razzle Dazzler on this Draven, though. And this Draven with the Nami can do so much damage if he just gets the opportunity. As you can see there, practically chunks swaying down to half health, excuse me. And this is good. Just keep playing aggressive, keep playing early game. This is what NDSU needs to keep doing. Unfortunately, they did lose Dragon, which should never have happened, but Razzle Dazzler did kind of fall after overstaying in the bot lane. Now more damage comes in. The bubble hits. Is there enough damage? The ult comes down, and Draven cashes in.
You know, I've never seen a Draven ult do that much damage. Whenever it hits me, it's like pretty weak.
That return did a lot.
Yes, it did.
Okay, for some reason I've forgotten the button to show gold on the scoreboard. So again, maybe chat can help me out here. I'm a washed up caster. Josh Peck getting ganked here. Iceman does have ult, but so does Josh Peck. He uses it, but I think he's going to fall here. The chomp comes through. W from the Volibear picks it up. And you are correct. It is X. So looking at the gold. The Amumu, you know, Fresh Cut doing a good job here again. He has a bit of a bounty on his head. Just a small gold lead in the top lane after that, but this Draven very far ahead. 1,100 gold. Fresh Cut looking to go in. Presses the R button. Will hit that. The Q comes in. Not silenced in time. The flash out from Lord Kronos. And Fresh Cut, such an aggressive player on the Amumu. Meanwhile, Stormstar's picking up the kill on Squid God, and that lane is no longer in Lucian's favor. Ult does not land on Bimaduna, who is low there, so they're not able to finish off the Nami, but this Seraphine just keeps hitting everything. But the Draven damage is too much. Only level 5 on this Swain, so his ultimate not available. The Razzle Dazzler sitting in a mini wave, taking a lot of damage there.
Looks like they learned they're not sticking around, though.
Stormstar is going to pick up a plate. And unlike
Meanwhile,
his
Fresh
ADC,
Cut
not going to overstay.
Fresh Cut is picking up Herald.
And I might have jinxed it. Stormstar's getting engaged on. Eats like a full culling.
Ooh.
Flashes
Yeah.
late. The Ignite is ticking. Oh, and he barely survives with about 20 HP. So,
30.
Stormstars. I just credited him for not overstaying, and then he almost gets killed by Squid God on that aggressive play.
You think that was Rito living damage? You know about that one, right?
Enlighten me for the audience's sake.
Rito changed it overnight, like maybe a year ago, where people just suddenly started living at 20, 15, 30 HP, just getting out like that. No idea. They never said anything about it.
Word is also that Riot had a balloon flying over North Dakota the other day.
Really? Tell me about that one.
It didn't get shot down until it crossed over Lake Superior.
Oh,
Big damage
guess we'll
coming
never
in
know.
from the support jungle, or from the jungle mid duo, and they pick
Good
up 2
counter
kills.
gank.
Great job there from Fresh Cut. But yes, as you called it, Fresh Cut did pick up the Rift Herald, so I think they popped that mid lane right after that gank. So mid tower is just down to 1 plate. Josh Peck getting some damage in, but not able to push the lead too far with that wave constantly kind of being under tower for Cho'Gath.
Looks like NDSU is setting up for Drake. Don't
Yep,
want to
so
lose a second one.
it's good to see. They do have Prio in both bot side lanes, so this one should be easily secured by them. Draven very strong, picked up that early Essence Reaver. Would expect him
Oriana
to be
picking
moving on
up
to
first turret.
Shield Bow next. Or Kraken, I don't know. I think Draven goes Shield Bow, I could be wrong. I don't play ADC. So Dragon picked up by NDSU. That is the second one of the game. So that means that we have a Chematech Soul on the map.
Gotta say, Chemtech, though it's not my most favorite effect, has the most interesting on the map.
I agree. That was the one that, that was one of those maps that got removed last year after so many people are complaining about the invis zones. So they went back to the drawing board, changed it up. I like it. I think it's kind of interesting. Meanwhile, Razzle Dazzler playing aggressively. Good Captain Jack there.
Going after Seraphine. And a good kill.
All the damage coming through, but this Swain is just eating it all up, and Razzle Dazzler doesn't have the damage. He gets shut down. And Swain, baby, that is the power. And with no Grievous on either members of NDSU, Swain picks up that kill. So disrespect coming from NDSU's bot lane. They thought they had the damage, and Razzle Dazzler just kind of sat in that Swain all that damage.
Lucian going for some stuff.
Someone's posing as me, as NDSU Esports. What is this in the chat? Somebody queue up the Spider-Man pointing at each other. I mean, Josh Peck going in for an aggressive trade here. Takes him down a half health. He should have the damage here. Does eat the knockup, but Ignite has come down. And the final Q comes through. Solo kill to Josh Peck. There we go. What up? What up? World guy. Yeah. What's up with this world guy posing as NDSU Esports? What is this? NDSU still in a commanding lead here with 6k gold above Augustana. 10 kills to 4. Mid lane actually is where the lead has been pushed the most, surprisingly. Bot lane, a few blunders from the Razzle Dazzler have led to this Draven not really pushing the advantage we expected. Giving him the benefit of the doubt, though, this Seraphine Swain bot lane of Augustana is not easy to cut through. But Seraphine, not a champion you want to face check on, and NDSU shows you exactly why. Razzle Dazzler picks that kill up.
Fresh cut right there to pick it out.
Yep, Fresh cut always picking up these kills, always there for the ganks. Double ult comes through, absolutely decimated Iceman. Fresh cut goes in for another Q, sacrifices himself, tried to flash out. That's not happening. But I think he has done his job. Razzle Dazzler dropped one of his axes, but he does have the damage. Picks up another kill, so that's a double kill. 6 kills on Draven now.
Honestly, that was a good sacrifice. Mr. Freshcut, he did the math. Gave it to the ADC.
Yes, indeed. I am all down for inting if it means getting my ADC ahead.
As you said, Razzle Dazzler had made a few blunders, but that should help make up for him.
So Razzle Dazzler, as you saw with that gold graph, he is up about 3K, but he's under the tower again. Just kind of overstaying, playing aggressively, like we say, like we said, but just fine. Now you see Volibear coming back down, and Razzle Dazzler and Beamadune are gonna have to walk out.
Rush Cut going in for another Herald, but he didn't see the control ward. Is he going to keep at it?
Clear that one out. I mean, they have all the prio mid lane with that tower being gone, so should be able to secure that Rift Herald with no issues. One thing I would like to see from NDSU is seeing some Grievous Wounds itemized. I'm really surprised that neither of the bot laners have itemized for that yet with the Seraphine Swain lane. I mean, even with how far ahead that the Draven is, I think that it's definitely worth their money. And I mean,
Grievous Wounds always seems to be.
They're going to get first tower in the bot lane. Not the first tower of the game, but they're going to get tower instead of the Draven. So, 3 members NDSU top. Poor Cho'Gath, he's got no way out of this one. He's going to fall to Josh Peck. And they're going to get their second Herald charge. Are we going to get 3 towers and an inhib again? Let's see. They might do it again here. Do you think it's going to happen, Chris?
Unless Swain sacrifices himself, I give it.
Oh, Swain did land the E, but now he's going to have to ult if he wants to survive this. But he just gets CC chain and falls. And Shelly does die. So they're not going to get the charge on the inhib. But NDSU's gotten everything they wanted here. So inhib falls at 17 minutes, and that means that NDSU is going to want to close this game out sooner than later so that they do not funnel a bunch of super minion gold into AU.
Thought super minion gold was just the same as a cannon.
If I'm not wrong, I feel like it's more. I feel like my league I feel like my knowledge of the game is just completely faltered since I stopped grinding it. I'll let Twitch chat answer that question. Yay or nay, super minions are worth more than a cannon. I vote, I want to say it is yes.
I want to say that maybe there are just more super minions because cannons only come every other wave.
Okay, I think, okay, that's what I thought. So Nick says that the fact that it spawns more minions is what gives them more gold. So the minions are...
Yep.
That more waves spawn, or is it more waves, or is it just more minions in the wave? I don't know.
I think it's that cannons only spawn every other wave, while super minions spawn every single one.
With that though, NDSU picks up a handful of kills, 4 for nothing, and they are doing exactly what we wanted. Pushing their lead. Razzle Dazzler 8-2 on this Draven, and even without Grievous Wounds, they are just cutting straight through the bot lane of AU. Namiel comes through. Razzle Dazzler is out for blood. Flash comes out from Lucian, and it's gonna be all she wrote. Keep getting tapped out. I think that usually means at the end of the game. So within the next 3 minutes, NDSU should be able to close this one out.
It was just that breakthrough, I think, in the bottom lane with those 2 kills, the sacrifice from Fresh Cut, and then just all those kills up top.
Yeah, I think you are right. I think in the end, the bot lane did do their job. Josh Peck did a great job this game. Just big CS leads all over. Iceman wants some blood, though. Goes in on Josh Peck, and I don't think you win this, Big Bear.
Maybe with a Seraphine, but not under turret.
Yeah, sorry everybody for the spoiler. You know, maybe you know AU comes back and ends it in 3 minutes. You never know.
I've seen it happen once. But it was strange.
Health carved 81 on the Black Cleaver for the Volibear. So not a lot there. Not a lot. This Volibear has not been able to get the effectiveness that he had last game.
NDSU's just not giving him the same amount of kills.
Look at the damage here from this Draven. Just absolutely shreds through the Cho'Gath. Now the Shurelius gets popped. Flash from Beamaduna. Good charm there from Alpha Muse, but doesn't matter. Double kill over to Stormstars. Triple kill over to Stormstars. They want more. Flash Q from the Amumu. Just eats the call. Hits the two-man ultimate max range. Fresh Cut doesn't give a crap. Stormstars doesn't give a crap. And they are just going to take this inhib down. And most likely march for the end of the game. 10-second death timers on 3 members of AU. So here it is, the victorious march for NDSU. Gonna look for a little more damage. Fresh Cut goes in, does not have the ult yet. Where's the Orion ult? There it is. Double kill incoming. Never mind, Draven's gonna pick that one up. And Razzle Dazzler's lethal tempo just ticking away, ticking away, ticking away. That's a double kill over to the badass Draven. Another bubble hits make it a triple kill over to the badass Draven. There you go. And that is game. Good
press.
Well played by NDSU, I must say. Oh, webcam. Oh, hey, what's up? So, NDSU wins 2-0 against AU. And honestly, I really like what I saw. You know, they pulled out the dub. They played a lot better that second game. Any specific stats that stuck out to you that game?
Draven with 26,000 damage. That's over 10,000 more than any of their opponents.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Like 9,000 more than their own teammates. That was a lot of crit damage.
You could say that. Very impressive showing. Razzle Dazzler had a few blunders in the bot lane, but in the end, I think we all knew how this one was going to end. GG's to AU. I think they put up a good fight for their skill level and all that. And with that, we are going to hop over and do a quick interview with one of the players. So, you know, who would you like to interview from that game, Chris, if you had to pick somebody from our team?
I give you the pick between the Razzle Dazzler and Fresh Cut 100. Both of them had some really good stuff to do.
You know what? I have some specific questions for the Razzle Dazzler. So, Ross, if you're listening to this or whatever, let's hop in a call and we'll get that interview going. Oh, here he is. Okay. Mr. Razzle Dazzler, congratulations on your 2-0.
Thank you, sir. As always, pleasure to be here.
So, starting off, you know, we have a previous NDSU varsity ADC in chat, and there were a few questionable plays from you in the laning phase. I'd say. Not only this past game, but in the game before. Do you have any explanation for a few of those plays?
My only explanation is that was my first game of the day. That's a hand stiff right there.
And you're referring to the Caitlyn,
and I'm not really a Caitlyn player. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I died once on the Draven where I was just like trying to get the wave pushed in really hard, and I just got randomly clipped by a Seraphine and Swain Clawed and just died. But yeah, no. Other than that, I feel like I was doing fine.
No, I think you absolutely popped off towards the end of the game there. You know, something Chris and I were talking about with draft was that we wanted to see you guys be a little more proactive and go for something a little more aggressive, early game focused. Is that kind of what you were going for in the second game?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like we saw them game one, and they just were not playing aggressive champions whatsoever. I mean, the only aggressive champion on their entire team is Volibear.
Yeah.
And so everyone else is just like trying to farm and scale. And we just have the better laners, not just players, but like our champions and our matchups. I mean, in game one, Set was just farming the whole game, and he's going to naturally outscale. I mean, we have Syndra versus Victor mid, but Syndra was like winning her lane pretty decently, so the even scaling matchup turns in heavy favor. And Caitlyn Thresh, I mean, against Sivir Nami, you just hit the Nami and they don't get to play the game.
Yeah.
So when we got done with our draft and got done with the game in game 1, kind of going from experience, we were like, okay, these guys, their support is just an enchanter player, so we just got to play hard against them. The Thresh was good in game 1. I think there was a couple like oopsies, but it's okay. So I was like, okay, we're just gonna hard force, the Draven Nami and show them like this is how you play Nami. You were supposed to play it aggressive, not just like as a hardcore disengage.
That's good insight. Chris, you have any questions for Ross?
No, I think you asked them both.
All right.
Well, maybe. You know what? No. How do you feel about Fresh Cut's sacrifice for your double kill?
We're referring to the one where he fail flashed over Dragon Pit to get out. It was that tribe. It was a Tribush fight, bot side.
Which game? Game
Second
2?
game. Second
game
game.
2. With your Draven. You managed to chase
He
Swain.
queued back in and basically like instantly
Yeah.
died, but you picked up the rest of the kills. So.
I can't say I actually remember what exactly happened.
Too many kills, right?
Do you remember when that was?
I don't
Nice.
remember exactly, but it was a turning point for you, is what I felt.
Yeah, there was a big fight like in the river around like 14 minutes that I had.
Yeah, exactly that one, I think.
Oh wait, let me look at this here. Oh yeah. I see. Yeah, no, I mean Reed coming back over the wall with the blast plant was mega clutch, and then hitting the Q on the Amumu, and oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, he fail flashes over the wall. Yeah, that was a banger. I can't lie. Love it. Other than that, I mean, his performance was really good. I'm really, honestly, pretty thoroughly impressed with him this year so far. He's made a lot of drastic improvements. And I think we can definitely, if we just put the nose to the grindstone, we can do really well this season. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, excited.
Well, that's great
I
to
think
hear.
we can too.
Yeah. So thank you, Ross. That'll do it for our
anytime.
interview. And GG's. We'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
All right. So with that, that has been week 2 of the CCL League of Legends. Thank you all for tuning in to NDSU Esports. We really appreciate all you coming out to support all of our different games. We've got Valorant, we've got Rocket League, we got League of Legends. It's all right here. So if you guys have questions for Ross, feel free to just throw it in the NDSU League of Legends Discord general chat. He'll be happy to answer all your personal questions on there. But with that being said, from me and Chris, thank you again, and we'll see you next time.